Hi guys! I hope you are all doing well and staying healthy and hopefully enjoying your spring break and having a nice time. I wanted to send you a quick video just to get you ready as we begin to transition to online classes. I know a lot of you are a little anxious about that, but I want you to know that I will be here for you every step of the way as we make this transition to support you fully. And we're all in this together. We'll get through it together. I will be here. So if you need something as we transition, you just reach out to me and I will help you and support you in whatever ways I can. Believe me, I know it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for all of us, but we're going to do it. And we're gonna do it together, and at least we're home and we're safe, right? That's what's important. So I had a few tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you just to get you ready and in a good frame of mind for making this transition. So here we go. I'm going to structure our online classes pretty much the way I structured our in-class classes. They're going to look a lot alike as we go through our lessons. It's going to be just like the way we went through our lessons in class. So you know how I'd always write, our goals, today's goals on the board. And there'd be our launch and then our lecture discussion and then our homework. It's going to be the same thing. So every Monday and Wednesday, I will email you out an email with an attached PDF. And on the PDF, it will have basically those today's goals. The first little bullet point you'll see on the PDF will be our launch. Okay. And, it will tell you the page numbers, the titles in your workbook of what you need to do. And I do expect you to do that launch independently. If there is somebody you can work with in your house, great, because we would do those in groups and it does help to bounce ideas off of one and other people. So if you can pull like a sibling or a parent or a friend or a roommate into it, even better. But I expect you to complete those workbook assignments before you jump into the video lecture. And I would expect you to complete the entire however many workbook pages I send you out, to complete those and try them before jumping into the lecture discussion. So after the launch, there'll be a bullet point and it will say discussion, lecture, and I will be recording, just like I'm doing right now, our video lectures and sending them out, our video lecture discussions. It would be this, I will lecture the same way I would in class. We'll go through that workbook launch. We'll pull out the big ideas. Okay. And I'll be asking you questions as we go through these lectures. And I expect you to pause the lecture and actually try it. It is going to be imperative for you guys to really participate in these lectures. The fact that we are at home and you can't just raise your hand the way you would in class to ask a question really means that you are going to have to work that much harder to make sure that you take control of your learning. And a big part of that is going to be participating in the lecture. So when I say, okay, now write down what you think this answer would be or work out this mathematical problem, I literally expect you to pause the video, write it down, work it out, just the way you would in your notes in class. You guys, when you are watching these video lectures, take notes the way you would in class. It is just that much more important that you participate and make sure that you are not really changing much about how you would listen and learn to my lecture in class as you're listening and learning it at home. Okay? So make sure that you are participating in the lecture. It's going to be really, really important. And then there'll be a final bullet at the bottom that will list any homework that you need to get done before the next class, what would be class period, and any quizzes or tests that you have coming up. Okay? That's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. The second thing I sort of wanted to talk to you about right now is some tips and tricks for learning online in general. It is very different than learning in a classroom. I know that there is a reason that you took this math class as an on-campus class as opposed to an online class. Math is easier to learn in person, so you can see and do. So I have just a few tips and tricks that I want to share with you that will hopefully make it a little bit easier as we transition to online classes. So my first tip is to really just do I'm going to send out these lectures in the mornings on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's my hope anyway. But I would continue to sit down and do them at the same time that we would have had class. So Monday and Wednesday at 3:30, from 3:30 to 4:45. That's when I would do this work. You already hopefully have the time set aside, right? Because you should be in class, should have been in class anyway. Um, it's your routine. It's what you're used to. I would just stick to it if that's possible for you. Now, I know some of you have kids at home and that's a whole nother beast, or, you have other things going on at home with your families. So it might not be possible, but if it is, stick to that routine. It's good to stick to routine. Okay. The second tip and trick I have is about location. It's like in real estate, you guys. Location, location, location. Location is so important. So when you are sitting down to do this work, to complete these lessons, right, that I email out to you, and I will also post them on Blackboard as an announcement, so they'll be in two places for you. It is so important to pick a good location. I highly recommend picking a quiet location. A place where you can sit for, up to an hour and a half, maybe even longer, because you might be pausing the video and like taking things in quietly, where you'll have the fewest interruptions. Now, listen, I say this as somebody who right now to find somewhere to sit for an hour and a half would be near impossible. I have my 5, 4, and 2-year-old home in this house with me 24/7. And so before the hour of 6 a.m. and after 8 p.m. would really be the only time I'd be able to sit down anywhere quietly for an extended period of time. And I know that some of you are in a situation that's very similar. You have people in your home, things going on where you just don't have that much time to sit in a quiet location. I get it. So, as best you can, find a location where it is as quiet as you can get it for as long as a period of time as you can get to yourself. When you do sit in this location, make sure that you bring all the supplies that you're going to need for your lesson. So bring everything that you would have brought to class to whatever your, online class location is going to be. So, you don't want to be getting up and constantly having to pause the video and go get something else and pause and, oh, I forgot my pencil, and pause, oh, I forgot my workbook, and pause. It's just, it's so much better to just have everything right there so that you can just sit and learn rather than constantly having to pause and interrupt your learning. So just like you would to class, just bring everything you would need. Your notebook, pens, pencils, highlighters, calculator, whatever you need to take notes and learn, bring it to that location in your home, wherever you're going to sit and listen to these video lectures and do your work. Okay. My next tip and trick, guys, do not be a passive learner. It is going to be so tempting for you to literally just sit there and watch my video lecture and do nothing else beyond it. I know it's going to be tempting to not do the workbook launches. You're going to say, I'm not going to do this workbook launch. I'm just going to go right to the video link, watch the lecture. Maybe I'll watch the whole thing. Listen, do not let yourself fall into that trap. We are no longer meeting in class, at least for the time being. And you can't just raise your hand and ask me a question if you don't understand. It is going to be that much more important for you to actively participate in our lessons. I can't stress that enough. Okay? I am not going to be right there with you. Your classmates are not going to be right there with you. So it is even more important for you to actually do the work than to just sit there. And I know that's going to be hard. Believe me, that is not lost on me. I know how difficult that can be in your home. we associate locations with certain actions and ways of being and mindsets and mental states. And your home is comfortable, your family is comfortable. It's not typically a place where you go to learn, right? You're used to going to school to learn. And when we go to school, we sort of shift our mindset into a learning mindset. So it's going to be difficult to sit there and really say to yourself, okay, I have to focus. I have to shift my mindset out of the home mindset and into the school learning mindset. So it is just going to be so important, you guys. If you take nothing else away from this video today, take this piece away from it. Do the work to the best of your ability. You know, I don't expect you to do it all perfectly, and I wouldn't expect you to do it all perfectly in class either. But I do expect you to complete your workbook pages before, to the best of your ability, before clicking the video lecture. And when you're watching the video lecture, I do expect you, when I ask you a question in the lecture, to take a pen or a pencil and try and work out the problems I'm asking you about. Okay, don't fall into that comfortable place where you can just sit and passively learn and not do anything. Math is a subject you have to do to learn, okay? You guys, you have to do it to learn it. You cannot just sit and listen to it. You have to practice it to get good at it. So you need to make sure that you are participating in the video lecture as best you can and not just sitting there. And I can't stress that enough. You're going to see me write this in your lessons that I send out. You're going to hear me say it in the video lectures. Do the example I'm telling you to do. And I will pause and I will wait in these video lectures because the expectation is that you should be doing it. Even though you're home, it'll be really easy. I'm not there watching you to not do it. Do it for yourself, guys. Do it for your education. Because we don't have the benefit of a classroom right now. We don't have the benefit of meeting together. So it is just that much more important for you to do the work. Okay? And the last tip and trick, guys, again, given the circumstances, you have to not be a passive learner and you have to be your own best self-advocate. All right? If you are not understanding something, you have to tell me. Email me immediately. I am here and I will be checking my email every single day. You guys, I take this job very seriously. I want to support you. I want you to learn. And just because we're not in the classroom anymore doesn't mean that we can't. But it does mean that you have to let me know the second you don't understand something so that we can work through it together and get you on track so you don't fall behind. You have to advocate for yourself. You are your own best advocate, you guys. Only you know what you don't understand. All right? So as I'm going through these lectures, you know, of course you can rewatch them, pause them, work things out on your own if you're not understanding something. You should always try to work through it first. Just, give up. No. Try it. And if, you know, you're trying it, you're just not getting it, email me, okay? I can do a few things. I can write you up a solution to whatever problem you're working on and send it off to you. If that's not working, we can set up a phone call at both of our conveniences. And if that's not working, we can set up some sort of like a Zoom video chat thing and work through it together. But you have to let me know. Because again, we don't have that benefit of being in a classroom together where you can just raise your hand and go, I don't understand this. Okay, so it is going to be that much more important for you to make the effort to open your email and write me an email, take a screenshot, whatever you're not getting, send it off to me. I'm not understanding this. Can you please help me? And of course I will. Of course I will. I love doing math, you guys. It'd be my pleasure. I am here to help you. I am here to support you. Okay, I don't want this to be I don't want like your anxiety to build because you're not understanding, and you don't feel like you have anybody you can reach out to because we're not in class anymore. No, reach out to me. I am here, okay? I am here for you. Please let me know if you don't understand. So important, okay? So, location's really important. Don't be a passive learner. Make sure You are participating in our video lecture discussions and you are completing the workbook pages for each of our launches. They're not super hefty, you guys. You know this from class. We would take like 15 to 20 minutes and do them. Okay? Do them. And be your own best self-advocate. If you are not understanding, let me know right away so we can help you get there. I can help you get there, okay? So, email me with any questions, and I'm excited to get started. All right, stay well, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.